Tech Tales 44 today, May 30th on a Sunday, 9:36 a.m. And this time slip from May 17th for the chiropractic company, 3:40 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., 50 minutes, backups, check status and adjust settings. In that office, we do external drive backups, we do a local partition backup, and we do Magnusbox cloud backup. And I'm skipping over the time slips for the attorney's office Bravo that I already talked about in a previous Tech Tales episode, where it was a single event spread out over a few days. So then for the law office Whiskey, 5:55 p.m. to 5:57 p.m., 2 minutes. For Juliet, remote connection changed audio output from headphones to speakers. He had texted me saying that the speakers on his office computer were not working. When I connected remotely, I found that, and I checked the speaker icon, it indicated that he was on headphones. And I asked him by text if he checked the headphones, and he said he didn't see any headphones. So I think what happened is, in the past, he has used Dragon Naturally Speaking for dictating, and of course the earpiece wouldn't be significant for that. But I think he has a headset on top of the computer under the desk. He doesn't think of it as a headphone because it's a microphone for doing dictation. So I just connected remotely and switched that, and then later we verified that that was solved. So then skip another one for law office Bravo that I already covered, and then again for the attorney's office Whiskey, this is Tuesday 11:33 to 11:48 a.m. Charlie, now this office is mostly working remotely. Charlie was in the office at this time, phone and remote connection to troubleshoot INS Zoom font problems. So INS Zoom is another one of these online vertical market programs, and this is for immigration naturalization processing. That's some of the cases that they handle in this office. She was having a font problem. Determined data entry fields are not formatted properly and require no spaces or hyphens in numeric fields, even though the fields allow it. And then we tested Juliet speakers. Since Charlie was in the office, I had her test Juliet's speakers to be sure they were working. So I just connected remotely. I played something through speakers. She said, yeah, it's working. So, but more about this INS Zoom to explain what was going on. She began the communication by saying there was a font form problem. So she had filled out this form, and then when she goes to print it, she says it doesn't appear right on the paper. She didn't specify what wasn't right. So as I worked with her over the phone, and this is a 15-minute session, it became apparent what happened is in the Social Security field, she had hyphens. And on the form, on the web form, it allowed her to put hyphens in and the full number. But when she went to print it, all the numbers didn't show up. It was like 2 digits short, I think it was. So I had her remove the hyphens from the data entry field. Then the form looked and printed just fine. So it was not a font problem. I described it in the time slip that the data entry fields are not formatted properly, and they require no spaces or hyphens. So I think there was, in another place, I think there was actually spaces. What would that have been for? Seems to me there was some other number that she had that had spaces or some kind of text. And that's not supposed to be there. Well, a properly designed data entry form should have maybe a little ghost image of what you're supposed to type in, or maybe don't include hyphens, or just don't allow hyphens to be typed in the field. I've seen all those variations, but this allows you to type the Social Security number with hyphens when they are not allowed because it won't print properly. So I'm calling it an improperly formatted form. And then for the apartment building Mike, this was also on Tuesday, 53 minutes from 2:01 p.m. to 2:54 p.m. For Romeo, phone and remote connection regarding security desk, OneDrive fails to connect to the account. Multiple attempts to resolve the issue revealed the computer is configured correctly, but the only anomaly is that it still has the Windows 7 operating system, which is no longer supported by Microsoft and possibly is no longer allowed to connect to Microsoft OneDrive. Began upgrade to Windows 10 operating system. So this computer, I think, was overlooked when it was time to upgrade computers to Windows 10, and it did not automatically upgrade because it is normally logged in with a limited user account. It's not normally logged in with an admin account. Most of my clients' computers, they log in with local admin accounts, and that just allows automatic updates and other things to happen easily without troubles. We don't have the type of security concerns that would require us to use limited accounts. Yes, staff people could mess around in areas that they're not supposed to, but they don't. I've been doing it this way for a long time. And the employees in my clients' offices, they don't mess around in the operating system in ways that they shouldn't be doing. Now, sometimes staff members that come in that are a little more computer competent than others, and they might install some extra utility or some extra fluff or something, but it hasn't caused troubles. So I find that it saves money for my client, saves headache and nuisance for me, so we use local administrator accounts. Except on this one. This one is at a security desk. It gets unattended too often where other people, non-employees, non-staff, could come to the computer and do things. Also, it's a 24/7 security desk. They don't want the security desk staff to be experimenting in areas that they shouldn't be. There's just possibly too much time on their hands that they don't want to allow that. And then it's be difficult to track down. In an office environment where one person is assigned to a computer, if something goes wrong with that computer, well, you can say, well, it's probably that person. But here, the security desk computer is what? Maybe a dozen different people over the various different scheduled shifts, 3 or 4 shifts a day, 7 days a week. So it'd be hard to know who to talk to if something is amiss. And also, we don't want somebody adding some fluff to the computer that they like, that somebody else doesn't understand what that fluff is and how to interact with it. So anyway, that computer got overlooked, just totally unintended overlook for Windows 10 upgrade. So I began that upgrade there. So I think that'll do it for this session. We'll stop right there. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.